Keywords 1. Prospect. Possibility that something will happen. 2. Frank, honest and direct. 3. Esteem, respect and admire. 4. Grudge, feeling of anger or dislike. 5. Probable, likely to have happened, to exist, or to be true. About the author Stephen Leacock, 1869-1944, was a Canadian humorist, educator, and political economist. He may well be described as a bridge between two centuries. He graduated from Upper Canada College and joined the University of Toronto in 1887. In 1889, he took to teaching. The success of his first humorous article, published in Grip, a Toronto magazine, in 1894, encouraged him to continue to write. His first book of humorous writing, Literary Lapses, came out in 1910. He was a prolific writer whose last book was Humor, Its Theory and Technique, published in 1935. Besides, he published biographies of Mark Twain and Charles Dickens in 1932 and 1933, respectively. Stephen Leacock writes a delicious, leisurely, tongue-in-cheek kind of critique of human nature in this uproariously funny essay. Tongue-in-cheek because we would not have others do unto us what we might do unto others. And how refreshingly different is Leacock's manner. My Lost Dollar Summary. My Lost Dollar is a story narrated in first person by the author, Stephen Leacock. The one-line summary is that he tries in many ways to get back that $1 he lent his friend Todd for paying his taxi to go to Bermuda. It is made to be funny by using exaggeration on the amount $1 and on friendship. There is humor made out in the efforts of the author, all efforts going in vain. The author picked a tale of two friends who are found in a common place. The author lends $1 to Todd in the name of friendship and in kind. After Todd goes to Bermuda, he has not forgotten about it. He expected Todd to return it as soon as he could, but Todd avoids it as if he had forgotten it. After some days, Stephen gets a letter from Todd. He mentioned the temperature in Bermuda, but not about the dollar.
When Todd returns to the town after 3 weeks and then Stephen meets Todd at the railway station. The author does not explicitly ask for the dollar. Instead, he puts in a word about his trip cost and how he settled down after his trip. Stephen said that to remind Todd about the $1 he paid for the taxi ride to Bermuda, but he did not get the hint of the author. All that while Stephen expected Todd to remember the $1 that he owed him. But he did not explicitly mention that. Perhaps it was the embarrassment of asking directly. It could be that in friendship one should not explicitly ask for money lent to friends and that too small amount like $1. Perhaps it is a shame to ask directly. Finally, Stephen gives up the dollar from Todd. He adds the name of Todd to the list of people owing him $1 and has forgotten about it. Also, he gets a thought that just as Todd has forgotten to return $1, perhaps he himself also forgotten to return money he borrowed from others. He does not remember any names. He wishes to start an honesty movement to pay those the odd dollars, small amounts, that he borrowed earlier. The author leaves a final comment in humor that he did not want Todd to see the copy of the book with this story and read this story. The moral of the story is that small or big, one should return the money owed to others. That amount may be important for the lender.
Choose the correct answers. 1. How much money had the speaker lost to Todd? A. $10,000. B. $1. C. A cent. D. $10. Answer B. $1. 2. When did the speaker's friend Todd borrow $1 from him? A. 12 years ago. B. 2 years ago. C. A year ago. D. Some months back. Answer C. A year ago.
3. Why did Todd borrow the money? A. To fund his travels. B. To pay for his taxi. C. To spite the speaker. D. To pay the fee at the club. Answer B. To pay for his taxi. 4. What movement did the speaker want to start? A. Back to honesty. B. Walk to humanity. C. Forth to humanity. D. Back to humility. Answer. A. Back to honesty. 1. What did Todd send the speaker from? Hamilton, Bermuda? What did it contain? Todd sent the speaker a note from Hamilton, Bermuda, describing that the temperature was up to nearly 100. However, it notably lacks any mention of the dollar that Todd owes the speaker. This omission becomes a humorous point of frustration for the speaker, who keenly observes the letter's contents but is disappointed that Todd fails to acknowledge or repay the loan. This situation highlights the speaker's preoccupation with the small debt and Todd's apparent forgetfulness. Two. What prompted the speaker to meet his friend at the station when he returned from Bermuda? The speaker really esteemed his friend, Todd, and he felt it would be nice for him to see someone waiting for him on the platform after being away for 3 weeks. This prompted the speaker to meet his friend at the station when he returned from Bermuda. 3. Why did the speaker fear that there was little prospect of him getting back the dollar? The speaker feared that there was little prospect of him getting back the dollar because Todd seemed to have completely forgotten about the loan. Despite the speaker's subtle hints and the passage of time, Todd never mentioned the borrowed dollar or made any effort to repay it. Additionally, when the speaker asked his friend about the cost of the trip and whether he had settled down after his return, Todd's response indicated that he kept no accounts and had totally forgotten about the trip. This apparent forgetfulness and lack of acknowledgement led the speaker to believe that the dollar would never be returned. 4. What recollection did the speaker say he would carry to the grave? The speaker says that if any man borrows a dollar from him, he would carry the recollection of it to the grave, which means he would remember it till the day he dies. 5. What painful thought haunted the speaker? Why? The painful thought that haunted the speaker was the possibility that he himself might have borrowed a dollar from someone and forgotten to repay it. This idea troubled him because it meant he could be guilty of the same forgetfulness and negligence that he resented in Todd. The thought of having overlooked such a debt caused him to worry about how others might perceive him and whether he had unknowingly caused someone else the same frustration he felt. Answer these questions with reference to the context. We spent the evening together, talking about Bermuda. I was thinking of the dollar, but of course, I didn't refer to it. A. Who are we? B. In what ways did the speaker refer to the dollar his friend had borrowed? C. What did the speaker finally realize? A. We refers to the speaker and his friend Todd. B. The speaker referred to the dollar indirectly through subtle hints and questions. He asked Todd about the cost of his trip and whether he had settled down after his return, hoping these questions might jog Todd's memory about the lost dollar. However, Todd never acknowledged the loan. C. The speaker finally realized that Todd had forgotten about the dollar. This realization led him to believe that the dollar would never be returned, and he would carry the memory of this unpaid debt to the grave. Answer these questions with reference to the context. I asked him one day what his trip cost him and he said that he kept no accounts. A. What had Todd's trip cost the speaker? B. Is it odd that the speaker remembers all his meetings with Todd? C. What is the mood of the speaker? A. The speaker gave Todd $1 before leaving for Bermuda. But after he asked about the cost of his trip and when Todd said he kept no accounts, the small debt became a significant point of frustration and preoccupation of the speaker. Yes, it is somewhat odd that the speaker remembers all his meetings with Todd so vividly. This heightened recollection underscores the speaker's obsession with the unpaid dollar and his growing frustration with Todd's forgetfulness. C. The mood of the speaker is a mix of frustration and disappointment. He is frustrated by Todd's forgetfulness regarding the borrowed dollar, despite his subtle hints. His frustrations turn into disappointment as he realizes Todd will never repay the dollar. Thus, the speaker accepts this minor yet nagging issue as a lasting memory.
Stay informed and up to date. Subscribe to our channel for the latest news, insights, and more.